How's it going, everybody? Welcome back for another brand new video. Today we're going to be covering ways the Resident Evil Village DLC can extend the base game. Now, I found this article just this morning, and I thought it was really interesting because I've been kind of trying to do some digging to try to find not necessarily just dead information about the game, because there isn't much we have for Resident Evil 9 or the DLC. We just know that they're in development and coming, and we're trying to expand off that, but it's been kind of slim. But this article just kind of gives some pointers on how the game can just extend with the DLC off the base game. Now, it's all just speculation and ideas, so take it with a grain of salt. This isn't factual information, but it is really interesting to just read and kind of get you excited and maybe makes you want to put your ideas out there. I know I'm definitely excited for the game. I didn't find Mercenaries mode too engaging. I played through the game once, played through a New Game Plus, and that was about it. So I've been wanting some DLC for the game just because I feel like with Resident Evil 7 getting its own DLC, Resident Evil 8 deserves that much more love because of how amazing of a game it was, and just to keep people engaged with the franchise as we wait for remakes, as we wait for the trilogy to cap itself off. So without further ado, let's get into everything the Resident Evil 8 DLC can do to expand the game. If you guys do enjoy the video, please be sure to smash the thumbs up button, consider subscribing if you guys are new to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you guys never miss uploads. If you are a new subscriber, just let us know down in the comments so we can welcome you here, and be on the lookout for the giveaway. Details are in the description below, and let's get into it. So the article we're going to be reading today is called 4 Ways the Resident Evil Village DLC Can Extend the Base Game. The article was written by Marco Vito Otto. We were all expecting some big news concerning Resident Evil Village and other games during Capcom's E3 2021 press conference. Unfortunately, the publisher's conference was the most disappointing of E3 so far, with new looks only for games that have already released, a lot of footage, almost no love for our favorite survival horror franchise. From the conference, we learned that PvP add-on Resident Evil RE-Verse got a July release date after being delayed due to matchmaking issues. Now, that also has been extended back into 2022, I believe, so this article is a little bit delayed, but RE-Verse has been actually delayed, I believe, till 2022. Also, there's a Resident Evil Village DLC being developed. However, we didn't get a trailer, an image, or even a description on what the DLC could look like. In full honesty, the announcement that Resident Evil Village is getting DLC shouldn't count as news. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard also had multiple DLCs that extended its story, so it was kind of obvious that Capcom would offer more paid content for one of the best-selling games of the Resident Evil franchise. What we need to know, then, is when we'll be able to get back to the village and what we can expect this time, given that the main storyline doesn't leave a lot of loose threads to explore. Since Capcom won't tell us, all we can do is wonder, and that's exactly what we'll be doing by discussing the different ways Resident Evil Village's DLC can bring more of what we love so much about the base experience. Beware though, as we all need to delve deep into spoilers. So, we'll take this moment, and if you haven't played through Resident Evil 8 yet, spoilers alert. Resident Evil 7's longest DLC featured Chris Redfield pursuing escaping bioweapons after the Louisiana Bayou incident. By controlling Chris, the player had to wipe out the mold super colony in the region in order to make sure new menaces will not arise in the future. Resident Evil Village might not be able to use the same strategy since the explosion at the ending of the game looks pretty definitive. Chris and the wolves destroyed the Mega Mycete and put an end to the mold hazard at the Resident Evil Village, which is why there's not much they can clean up after Resident Evil Village's events. But what about before? While exploring the village, our hero Ethan Winters crosses paths with the Hound Wolf squad several times by searching every nook and cranny. The player can even find secret bases that are not part of the main story. Resident Evil Village's DLC could give the player control of the full Hound Wolf squad, showing how they dealt with the four lords and the bioweapons at the same time as Ethan. This would be the perfect way to reuse the same levels, but still offer a new perspective on the story. This choice would also resonate with the branching paths of the first 2 Resident Evil games. Their full stories were only revealed with playing with 2 different characters through 2 different paths. It would be sure nice to see how the Hound Squad affected Ethan's mission in ways we don't even know about. Resident Evil Village takes place years after the events of Resident Evil 7. From the game's intro, we learned that Ethan and his wife Mia relocated to Europe, and that this happened after Ethan received some military training from Chris. Since Ethan definitely dies at the end of Resident Evil Village, the DLC could bring back our hero by focusing on the past. There are 3 years and 8 months of the story to fill between Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village, so it's not even a hard thing to bring back some new minor bioweapons for Ethan to fight while he was still training. Bringing Chris as a coach figure could also show us how the leader of the Hound Wolf Squad lost the trust in the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance, the BSAA, a minor villain at the ending of Resident Evil Village. Maybe there are some unknown bioweapon incidents that could be revealed to the public, and a flashback DLC is the perfect way to do it. Mother Miranda had 4 children, but what if there's a 5th Lord of the Village? A failed experiment that not even Mother Miranda wanted to keep close by. It would be easy to explain how a powerful bioweapon escaped the Megamycete destruction if the potential 5th Lord was shunned by its family long before the events of Resident Evil Village, building its own empire in another part of Europe. Chris's Hound Wolf Squad could be called to hunt the missing child of Mother Miranda, and the introduction of a new lord can also lead to some of the innovative gameplay we've seen in the base game. Each of the Lord's areas is based on different Resident Evil mechanic, focusing on hiding, fighting, or even fleeing according to each Lord's personality and powers. Adding a 5th Lord is the perfect opportunity for Capcom to bring something new to Resident Evil Village's DLC. If Capcom really wants to subvert the rules of the game, maybe they could drop the heroes for the DLC. Instead of more shooting, why not develop DLC focused around some of the best villains in the game? By giving the player control of a villain, the DLC can still reuse the village while at the same time giving the player new abilities and goals tailored to each of the villains they decide to feature. A DLC starting Lady Dimitrescu could have the players hunting escaped prey inside the castle, inverting the cat and mouse-like dynamic we witnessed in the base game. It would be a blast to see more of our dear tall vampire lady, and giving her the status of a playable character could lead to an interesting new perspective. Another idea would be to explore Heisenberg's past. Maybe during a failed uprising attempt against Mother Miranda during the events of Resident Evil Village, Heisenberg is always ready to betray Mother Miranda and be freed from the village. So what if he already tried, and before that's why he knows he can't do it alone? There are a lot of things to explore in each of the 4 Lords' past, so it's yet another path Capcom could take when developing the Resident Evil Village's DLC. And as a bonus round, they added a merchant simulator. This one is just wishful thinking, as the possibility of Capcom doing something like this are really thin, but from the Duke's history we learned that the Glutton is somehow connected with Resident Evil 4's merchant. This makes us wonder if there's actually a network of neutral bioweapons working together in Europe. Just imagine a Resident Evil and Death Stranding crossover where you are the merchant or the Duke navigating a bioweapon-infested world just to deliver some goods and to get some coin. Too much to ask? Fair enough. But there are a lot of interesting directions to take the franchise with Resident Evil Village's DLC, and then they said be sure to let us know your thoughts. So that's going to do it for everything that the Resident Evil Village DLC can do to expand on the base game. I think my favorite one of them was, I think, either playing as the villains, that perspective, or just playing as the Hound Wolf Squad. I think would be really fun, because I really enjoyed the ending mission where you played as Chris Redfield. So kind of just exploring more into them, I think would be a really fun catch. And just seeing the other, like they said with the other Resident Evil games, like in Resident Evil 2 Remake and 3, you can either play as Leon or Jill or Claire. You get all those different perspectives when you're playing through those stories. So I think playing through the village, but in someone else's perspective, while Ethan's doing his thing, and you're kind of doing some stuff in the background. You don't even know how they could have helped him in a lot of those boss battles you don't even know about. It's just kind of something we can ponder on. So I think those would be my favorite 2 things. Let me know what you guys think down below. Or if you have your own idea for a DLC that could, how the DLC could expand the base game, let us know down in the comments. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts as well. But that's going to do it for this video. As always, if you guys enjoyed, please just be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps the channel grow. We've had tremendous support this past month, so I want to continue it going into September, and maybe be able to hit that 1,000 subscriber goal and get that giveaway out for you guys, hopefully by the end of the year. It's been tremendously fun making all these games, just about Resident Evil, The Witcher, the Grand Theft Autos, Call of Duty, just everything I enjoy. I love talking about it with you guys, so these videos definitely mean a lot to me, and I hope you guys see that. So if you're a new subscriber, like I said, always let us know down in the comments so we can welcome you here, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.